Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Our mission, as always, is to cut through all the noise, get straight to the heart of things, and really deliver the essential insights you need to be, well, truly well-informed.
That's the goal.
Today, we're embarking on a really fascinating exploration. We're talking about community, what it actually means, why it's just so vital, and, how it's meticulously built, nurtured, and sustained over time.
Right, it doesn't just happen.
Exactly. We're going to navigate quite a journey, starting with the tangible, human connections on bustling university campuses.
Physical spaces.
Right, and then extending all the way out to the cutting edge of digital networks, where the very fabric of online interaction is being kind of radically reimagined.
It really is. We've got academic studies, practical guides, even glimpses into future tech. Should be quite a ride.
Yeah, a rich tapestry, hopefully.
Well, what truly underpins this entire deep dive, I think, is that fundamental, enduring human need we all have for connection. It's just core to us. And we're observing how both, traditional institutions and also these really innovative individuals are actively responding to that need in a world that's, let's face it, getting increasingly complex.
Interconnected, but maybe isolating too.
Paradoxically, yes. That's a great way to put it. So for you, our mission today isn't just understanding the what of fostering impactful communities.
It's deeper than that.
It's grasping the why and, crucially, the practical how. We really want to arm you with actionable strategies for building robust communities.
Whether that's in person or online.
Exactly. Physical spaces, digital spaces, wherever. And we'll provide a compelling look into how new technologies are empowering a transformation in how we connect.
Okay, so get ready for some serious insights, maybe some aha moments along the way.
Hopefully. Some powerful stuff that could really redefine your understanding of belonging.
All right, let's begin by grounding ourselves in, the profound significance of community. It's not just a nice to have, is it?
Oh, not at all. It's foundational. Absolutely foundational for thriving.
Yeah.
Hashtag 1.1, the profound impact of belonging.
So why is building a strong community so incredibly crucial? Not just for individuals, but, for the success of entire organizations.
Well, let's start with the student perspective, maybe.
Well, good idea. Think about active participation in campus life, especially during those pivotal moments, like move-in day, right? Which can be pretty overwhelming.
Totally overwhelming.
The participation doesn't just make for a nicer experience. Research consistently shows a direct link, a correlation, between a strong sense of belonging early on
right for the start
and higher engagement right through their entire college career to graduation.
And this isn't just anecdotal, right? We're talking solid studies here.
Exactly. Rigorous studies show that a deep-seated feeling of belonging is one of the most significant predictors of student success.
It influences everything.
Pretty much. Academics, mental well-being, and, critically, retention, whether they actually stay at the university.
That makes sense. If you don't feel like you belong, why would you stay?
Precisely. It's about feeling rooted, and that rooting directly translates to, improved focus, less stress, and a much greater likelihood of overcoming challenges because you feel supported.
You've got backup.
Yeah. When students feel they're part of something larger, they're more likely to ask for help, persist through tough courses, and ultimately get that degree. It's like a psychological anchor.
A really powerful anchor in what can feel like a sea of new experiences, definitely. And this profound impact, as you rightly point out, it extends way beyond just the students.
Right, it's not just them.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, it hits faculty and staff just as powerfully. We saw this so clearly during really challenging times. Well, think about the massive upheaval of the COVID-19 pandemic, or the devastation from natural disasters like Hurricane Ian down south.
Right, those were major tests.
Huge tests. And during crises like that, a strong sense of community, one that's intentionally cultivated and nurtured by academic leaders, especially department chairs.
Leadership matters here.
Leadership is critical. That sense of community dramatically boosts faculty resilience and mutual support. It's not just about individual toughness, it's the collective safety net.
The group strength.
Exactly, that a robust community provides. When department leaders proactively check in, facilitate communication, create that atmosphere of shared responsibility.
People feel seen.
They feel supported, they're less likely to feel isolated and overwhelmed. They know there's a collective resource to draw upon.
Do we have examples of that?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. During Hurricane Ian, for instance, faculty who got frequent communication from their chairs, even just a simple text or email checking in, they reported feeling significantly more supported and less anxious.
Wow, simple things.
Simple but powerful. And this collective resilience allows the whole institution to navigate that adversity with more stability, more compassion.
So there's a psychological mechanism at play.
Definitely. It's about reducing the perceived threat and increasing perceived social support. Those are critical buffers against the really debilitating effects of stress and trauma.
That's a really powerful illustration.
Yeah.
So whether you're listening as, say, an incoming student trying to find your place,
Or an educator trying to create an engaging classroom.
or maybe a professional navigating your workplace, or honestly just someone seeking deeper connections in your everyday life, understanding these foundational benefits, it really clarifies why investing time and effort in community building isn't just a soft skill.
No, it's strategic.
It's a vital strategic imperative, an investment that pays off massively in, well, human flourishing and organizational strength. Okay, building on that, for students, finding your place on campus isn't just about hitting the books, right?
Not at all.
No.
It's profoundly about active engagement outside the lecture hall.
And many experts highlight extracurriculars as, and I'm quoting here, absolutely essential.
Absolutely essential, not just nice to have.
Right? Far more than just optional add-ons to fill time.
Exactly. And from the university's viewpoint, these activities are like prime avenues for cultivating that sense of belonging and holistic development.
So let's get specific. What kind of activities?
Well, when we look at the specifics, things like clubs and student organizations, they offer fantastic environments for forging real, lasting friendships.
Social connection.
Huge social connection. Plus, crucial outlets for relieving academic stress and developing those critical soft skills, teamwork, leadership, problem solving, public speaking.
Stuff employers look for.
Exactly, the stuff that's invaluable for any future career. And these aren't just abstract benefits. Research actually links involvement in leadership roles within student groups to higher GPAs.
Really? That's interesting.
Yeah. Think about, say, a journalism major who's honing writing and editing skills, learning about deadlines, building a portfolio by working on the college newspaper.
Practical experience.
Totally practical. Or a budding engineer gaining hands-on experience and leadership in a robotics club. That's real-world learning happening within a supportive, interest-driven community.
Okay, so the value is clear. But how can universities intentionally facilitate this? Go beyond just having the clubs exist.
Great question. They need to actively help students find and join them. Universities can implement really clear strategic programs.
Like what?
Well, one highly effective approach is setting up big and little mentorship programs.
Right.
These proactively connect incoming first years with older, more experienced students, often in the same major, right from day one.
So you have an instant connection.
An immediate anchor,
Yeah.
a friendly face to help navigate that initial overwhelming period, a direct line to someone who's been there, done that.
I can see the value there, like an engineering freshman getting tips from a senior.
Exactly. Navigating tough courses, finding research opportunities, whatever it is. And furthermore, early student activity fairs may be integrated into extended welcome weeks or orientation.
Give them early.
Yes. They offer crucial, low-pressure chances for new students to discover their niche, explore different interests, find where they might belong.
Maybe not just one massive fair.
Yeah, perhaps spread them out, theme them by interest area, make it more digestible, less intimidating. It's all about creating those initial well-supported touch points that lower the barrier to entry for participation.
That raises a critical point for you, the listener. Whether you're a student yourself or maybe a parent or guiding young adults, you don't have to wait for these opportunities to just land in your lap. You can and should actively seek them out.
Be proactive.
Absolutely. Joining a club, signing up for mentorship, even just showing up at an activity fair, it can profoundly shape your whole college journey.
Leads to friendships, skills.
Life-changing friendships, unexpected skills, and a really connected experience that goes way beyond just transactional learning. Taking that first step can turn a potentially isolating time into one of rich connection and growth.
And, you know, that need for a strong, supportive community, it's definitely not just limited to students.
No, faculty and staff need it just as much.
Absolutely. They thrive and probably become significantly more resilient in environments where they feel connected, valued, and genuinely supported.
There's research on this too, right?
Yes, the American Journal of Qualitative Research, among others, recently highlighted the absolutely pivotal role of academic leadership, specifically department chairs.
Oh, the chairs again?
Yes, in fostering faculty resilience during those really traumatic events we mentioned, like the pandemic and hurricanes, it showed a clear, direct link.
Which was?
Those faculty who felt robustly supported and connected were markedly more resilient when facing immense pressure and disruption.
And what did that support actually look like? What's the tangible stuff?
Well, what's really illuminating is how it manifested. We saw everything from chairs ensuring frequent, proactive communication, just simple phone calls, texts, emails, checking in on well-being,
Just reaching out.
just reaching out, to leaders who successfully fostered a genuine, nobody complained to have to work extra attitude, not out of obligation, but because that collective sense of mutual aid was so strong.
Wow.
During crises, senior faculty often just instinctively stepped up, filled leadership gaps, provided invaluable mentorship and stability to junior colleagues.
So people helping each other out.
Massively. But the range of experiences was stark. Some individuals felt completely isolated, unsupported, left to manage overwhelming challenges alone.
That sounds awful.
Terribly isolating. Conversely, others found immense strength in that collective support colleagues, helping with basic needs like food, childcare, even laundry after a hurricane cut off power and water.
It goes beyond the professional then.
Oh, totally. It was about human connection and solidarity transcending the workplace during extreme vulnerability. It really showed the power of a strong social fabric to cushion the blows of trauma.
Okay, so that's crisis management, obviously critical. But what about the day-to-day? What continuous efforts build this kind of resilient professional community?
Sustained, deliberate efforts are absolutely key. You can't just turn it on during a crisis.
Right.
Informal social opportunities, for example, play a huge role. Things like regular department lunches, maybe informal happy hours after work.
Casual stuff.
Yeah, casual stuff. Or weekly colloquium seminars that intentionally build in social time before or after. All that contributes significantly to building rapport, a sense of shared purpose beyond just academic tasks.
What about slightly more organized things?
Even more personalized events, like faculty-hosted informal gatherings, think of Fall Fest with grilling and games at someone's house, or maybe slightly more formal, but still collegial, dinners they can profoundly strengthen bonds.
And beyond social events.
Involving faculty directly in governance, giving them a genuine voice, a tangible stake in the community's direction, that fosters a deeper sense of ownership and belonging.
Makes sense. If you have a say, you care more.
Exactly. When people feel heard, know their contributions matter, they become more invested in the collective well-being of their department, their institution.
That's a pretty comprehensive approach.
Mm-hmm.
But let's be real. These initiatives, valuable as they are, must face obstacles, right? Especially now.
They absolutely do. Significant obstacles. The shift to remote and hybrid work, accelerated by the pandemic, has undeniably cut down on spontaneous in-person interaction.
Those water cooler moments.
Precisely. Those organic connections that happen in hallways or over coffee, they're harder to replicate online.
Sure.
And moreover, there's a pervasive challenge. Faculty often report feeling just overwhelmed, increasing workloads, often coupled with stagnant pay.
Burnout is real.
Burnout is very real, and it can lead to this sentiment of, look, it's hard to care about extra stuff when you're constantly falling behind.
Understandable.
When people are struggling to keep up with teaching, research, service obligations, finding the time and, frankly, the mental energy for community-building activities, even if they know they're beneficial, becomes incredibly difficult.
So that raises a big question for institutions, doesn't it?
It really does. How can they effectively balance these very real pressures and demands with the fundamental human need for connection and support? It requires deliberate action, clear prioritization, maybe even reallocating resources to truly support faculty well-being and foster a thriving community, not just during crises, but as a continuous core operational value.
So as you reflect on this, listener, consider how proactive support, transparent leadership, and those intentionally designed shared experiences, both formal and informal, can build a stronger, more resilient professional community for everyone involved, regardless of the challenges. It's an investment with huge dividends in loyalty, innovation, and just overall well-being.
Okay, moving up a level now from individuals and departments.
To the institution as a whole.
Exactly. Institutions themselves play this critical overarching role in weaving a comprehensive culture of belonging across the entire campus.
It's not just pockets of good practice.
No, it needs to be systemic. It truly starts with clear institution-wide strategies for deep-seated inclusivity and accessibility. Let's really unpack what that actually entails.
Okay, what are the key strategies?
Well, they're multifaceted, and they have to be deeply integrated. It begins with inclusive communication across all university channels,
Meaning?
meaning not just the language used, which should be free of jargon, free of biased terms, but also the diverse imagery showcased. In marketing materials, websites, official documents, it needs to reflect the entire community.
Makes sense. What else?
Then there's ensuring accessibility in all its forms. Physical accommodations, clearly marked ramps, accessible entrances, elevators for mobility.
Basic requirements, really.
Should be, but also things like gender-neutral bathrooms for inclusivity, actively promoting and designating spaces for diverse religious and spiritual practices, ensuring well-lit paths and security measures for campus safety, especially at night.
Beyond the physical.
Robust support services tailored to various student needs, academic counseling, mental health support, career services, all essential. Designated safe spaces for diverse student groups based on identity, background, interest provide crucial havens.
How do they know if it's working?
Critically, there must be regular, ongoing assessments of campus inclusivity, using student and staff feedback to ensure these efforts are genuinely impactful and evolving, not just, performative checkboxes.
Right, not just for show. What's fascinating here is the depth of commitment needed to make these places truly welcoming, truly empathetic.
It takes real work. Training and awareness-raising initiatives for students, staff, faculty are absolutely vital, cultivating a deep-rooted understanding of diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Not just ticking a training box.
No, it's about fostering genuine empathy. Using engaging methods like micro-learning modules, breaking down complex topics, interactive role-playing, real-world scenarios for discussion, make it tangible, applicable, daily.
And celebrating diversity.
Well, absolutely. Actively celebrating it through vibrant cultural fairs, thought-provoking speaker series with diverse voices, art exhibitions showcasing multiple perspectives. That enriches the campus for everyone and actively reinforces that crucial sense of belonging for all members.
Now, if we connect this to the bigger picture, especially today with so many online or hybrid students.
The digital realm.
Yeah, the digital realm is equally, maybe even more important for fostering inclusivity and belonging, right?
Oh, absolutely critical. A forward-thinking university's digital master plan needs to address this head-on. Like the one at Fort Hays State University, they focused explicitly on improving equity and quality for their online learners.
How did they do that?
By intentionally fostering meaningful interactions and combating that sense of isolation online learners often feel, they launched a student-centric social platform designed to mimic some of the informal connection points of a physical campus.
And did it work?
The impact was remarkable. 81% of online users of this platform reported feeling a strong sense of being part of the university community. Compare that to only 55% of non-users.
Wow, that's a huge difference.
A clear, compelling demonstration of how intentional digital inclusivity can profoundly impact belonging and bridge the distance.
Even those first impressions matter hugely, don't they? Like move-in day, which we mentioned earlier.
Critical moments. They're key opportunities for showcasing an inclusive campus right from the start.
So how could that look different?
Well, imagine, instead of just chaos, hosting conference-style sessions for all student services, financial aid, health, safety, clubs, all in one central building.
Like a one-stop shop.
Kind of. New students and parents could choose which 30-minute sessions they attend. They feel supported, informed, empowered with choices from minute one.
And digitally.
Creating a central digital hub, a dedicated move-in website, or a welcome microsite. Interactive maps, event calendars, FAQs, all the essential info at their fingertips so they feel supported even before they unpack that first box. It's about building confidence and connection from day zero.
So, as you think about your own environments, work, school, personal life, how can you advocate for or contribute to a space, both physical and digital, where accessibility, clear, inclusive communication, and a vibrant celebration of diversity make everyone feel truly seen, heard, and valued? It's a collective responsibility, isn't it?
It really is, and the rewards are immense for everyone involved.
Okay, let's step beyond the campus gates now. Universities often engage in these vital partnerships with external community organizations.
Town-gown relationships.
Exactly. What's particularly fascinating here, and often quite complex, is that while these relationships are incredibly important for mutual growth,
They can be tricky.
yeah, extensive research, looking at community perspectives, reveals they can sometimes be fraught with significant challenges, significant imbalances.
Absolutely. These partnerships show up in lots of different forms.
Like what?
You might have internships, service learning opportunities for students, applying their knowledge to real community issues. Or universities engaging community members as experts in their own right, valuing their lived experience, their local knowledge.
That's a shift.
A big shift. Other forms include collaborative grant writing, joint research projects designed to tackle specific community needs, or various volunteering efforts where university folks contribute time and skills.
There's a study on this, right? University of Arizona.
Yes, their extensive study on community-university relations offers crucial insights. It highlights both the best practices that really foster success,
So the things to do.
and just as importantly, the things to avoid that can severely damage trust and effectiveness.
Okay, let's really dig into those best practices first. What makes these partnerships truly work well?
Well, according to the research, valued partnerships aren't built on fleeting interactions. They're built on strong, long-lasting relationships, continuous, consistent connection over time.
It takes time.
It takes time and commitment. Mutual respect is absolutely fundamental. Both the university and the community partners must genuinely see each other as having something valuable and unique to offer.
Not a hierarchy.
Not a hierarchy. True collaboration. A key finding was how much community partners value tangible access to university resources, not just grant money, but things like library access, meeting spaces, maybe specialized faculty expertise.
Resources beyond cash.
Exactly. And crucially, community representation right from the start in the planning stages and throughout the project, coupled with transparent, consistent communication from the university side. Essential.
Any unexpected benefits observed?
One powerful benefit that maybe went beyond the direct project outcomes was how privileged university students gained profound empathy and understanding of wealth gaps, social inequities, just by directly interacting with local kids through service learning.
So it's transformative for the students, too.
A truly reciprocal and transformative learning experience for everyone involved. It shows how these partnerships can broaden perspectives way beyond their immediate goals.
Okay, so those are the positives. Conversely, what are the critical things to avoid, the pitfalls that can really damage these relationships?
Right. If we connect this to the broader picture, there are clear dangers. Short-term, one-off interactions where students or researchers just kind of parachute in for a semester and then vanish.
Helicopter research.
Exactly. Often perceived as unhelpful, can leave communities feeling used or exploited. Poor communication is a killer, especially that ego-driven, we're the experts mentality from the university side that dismisses community knowledge, creates significant harm, deepens distrust.
Leads to resentment.
Big time. This is often exacerbated by what's called extractive research, where the university benefits gets data for publications without genuinely addressing community-identified needs or ensuring the community benefits directly from the findings.
So the university gains, the community doesn't.
Leads to profound distrust, a sense of exploitation. Also, universities should consciously avoid competing with local community organizations for the same funding pots, especially grants. That undermines the whole ecosystem.
Undercuts their partners.
Precisely. And critically, universities must proactively address and actively remove structural problems within their own walls that make Indigenous people, Black people, other people of color feel unwelcome, marginalized, or even traumatized by the university environment itself.
That's huge.
It's fundamental. Community organizations consistently emphasize needing to be consulted from the very start on grants and projects, not just tacked on later to fulfill some broader impacts requirement as an afterthought.
Their input needs to be foundational.
Vital from conception for genuine equity.
That idea you mentioned earlier, community as expert, feels really key here.
It is key. It fundamentally challenges that traditional view of the university as the sole holder of knowledge and power.
Right.
It implies a true partnership where local, lived experience, Indigenous knowledge is considered just as valuable, maybe sometimes more valuable than purely academic expertise.
Okay, so it's a shift from working for communities to working with them.
Exactly. As equal partners. Which raises an important question for you, the listener. When you're forming any kind of partnership, how can you ensure true equity, mutual benefit, long-term sustainability? It means consciously moving beyond just transactional stuff to truly transformative collaboration, where all voices are heard, all expertise is valued, and benefits are genuinely shared right from the beginning.
Okay, let's shift gears now. Let's move into the digital realm, a vast, ever-evolving space where community building is undergoing a truly profound transformation.
Big changes happening there.
Huge. We're all intimately familiar with Web 2, right?
Mm.
The internet as we've mostly known it for the last, what, couple of decades?
Yeah, the big platforms.
Dominated by those colossal centralized platforms, Facebook, Twitter, now X, YouTube, Instagram, you name it. Let's really unpack this. While they undoubtedly democratized content creation, enabled global connection on a scale we had never seen,
Huge reach.
what were the inherent trade-offs? What complex problems did they kind of inadvertently create?
Well, when we dissect Web2's characteristics, it's really defined by centralized servers, massive databases, all managed and owned by corporations.
The platform owns the playground.
Exactly. The core issue is these platforms own and control user data, creating these walled gardens. You make the content, but they own the platform and your data.
And they make the rules.
Totally. Governance, decision-making entirely corporate controlled. A handful of execs dictate the rules, content moderation, future direction for literally billions of users.
And monetization.
Largely relies on ads, right? Fueled by selling user data and attention, often leading to algorithms designed purely for engagement above all else, regardless of content quality or societal impact.
Keep people clicking.
Keep them clicking. And this model inherently limits interoperability. Your data, your identity, your connections, they're often siloed within each service. Hard to move them, use them across different platforms without permission.
So the trade-off for ease of use and access was
A significant loss of user control, privacy, and true ownership over your own digital identity and contributions, which led to issues like echo chambers, filter bubbles, a growing sense of powerlessness among users.
sounds like a clear recipe for discontent. And that pretty naturally led to the vision for Web3, didn't it? Aiming to flip that power structure.
Precisely. Web3 was hailed as the next iteration, aiming to fix Web2's problems.
How so? What were its core ideas?
Primarily characterized by decentralized networks largely powered by blockchain technology. The big emphasis was on user ownership, transparency, autonomy, directly addressing Web2's shortcomings.
Okay, break down those principles.
Key principles. First, no single entity controls the network. Power is theoretically distributed across a vast network of participants.
Decentralize.
Right. Second, users are meant to own their data, often represented by unique tokens or keys in digital wallets, proof of ownership on the blockchain.
Your data, your keys.
Supposedly. Third, governance shifts dramatically towards community votes, often through DAOs, decentralized autonomous organizations, or via smart contracts.
So users get a say.
Theoretically, token holders might vote on proposals for how the protocol evolves, how funds are used, changes to rules, aiming to eliminate that central kill switch.
And security, monetization.
Cryptography secures data on public ledgers, transparent records, but with pseudonymity. Monetization shifts radically too. Tokens, crypto, NFTs, allowing users and creators to directly gain a financial stake in the network's success.
And interoperability, moving between platforms.
That was a big promise. High interoperability, allowing data and digital assets to theoretically flow freely across various decentralized apps, or dApps.
Okay, here's where it gets really interesting, though. The vision sounds revolutionary, incredibly appealing on paper. But Web3 has also faced, well, significant scrutiny, some pretty sharp critiques as it tried to move from theory into practice.
Oh, absolutely. Major challenges and criticisms emerged.
Causing many to question its real impact. What were the main issues?
Well, this raises that important question. Why has Web3 struggled with mainstream adoption? Why the sometimes negative perception? Critiques abound. For one, just sheer technical complexity and scalability issues made it difficult, often cumbersome for everyday users. The user experience, often far from intuitive. High technical barrier.
No, user-friendly.
Not always, no. It also exists in a legal gray area in many places. Regulatory uncertainty creates hesitation for developers, potential users, especially around consumer protection, financial stability.
And the why? Did it solve real problems?
Well, many view it, frankly, as a solution in search of a problem, arguing it hasn't yet delivered genuinely compelling use cases that meaningfully improve ordinary people's daily lives beyond niche stuff. Perhaps the most stinging criticism is the perception of it as a speculative machine, or even a casino for digital assets, rather than truly transformative tech for society.
The focus shifted to price.
Massively. Focus on crypto prices, NFT prices, created speculative bubbles, rug pulls where developers vanish with funds, high barrier for anyone not into financial speculation.
There were comparisons too.
Yeah.
Less savory things.
Some controversial comparisons, yes. Likening it to multi-level marketing for nerds or even pyramid schemes due to that heavy emphasis on selling digital assets to other investors within the ecosystem, rather than fostering intrinsic value through utility or real adoption.
Ouch. Any other hurdles?
Environmental concerns around energy use for some blockchains, though that's changing. Persistent high transaction fees, gas fees on popular chains dampened enthusiasm. And the promise of user ownership, often undermined because many users still hold assets on centralized exchanges. Plus, just the friction of getting new users onto truly decentralized platforms remains a huge hurdle.
Wow. Okay, so as digital citizens, this complex landscape really forces you to think deeply, doesn't it?
It does.
How much control over your data and online life are you really willing to fight for? And what are the practical trade-offs involved when we move towards more decentralization? It's a complex balance. Power, privacy, tech readiness, everyday practicality. We're still grappling with it.
So if Web3, despite that grand vision, kind of struggled to deliver on mainstream adoption and faced all those critiques,
Yeah. Where do we go from here?
what comes next? Well, we're now hearing more and more about Web 4, and it's described not just as an incremental upgrade like Web 2 to Web 3 was supposed to be.
More fundamental.
Yes, as a fundamental rethinking of how online communities are created and managed, really aiming to learn from Web 3's shortcomings.
Okay, tell me more about Web 4. What's the core idea?
Well, Web 4 represents, I think, a profound and necessary shift. It emphasizes absolute decentralization, uncompromising privacy, and true, unadulterated user empowerment.
That's good.
Its core principle is radical. Every user should own their data, and every community should have the freedom to shape its digital destiny.
Taking back control.
Totally. If we connect this to the broader picture, it's a deliberate move towards a more democratic, user-centric internet, intentionally taking control away from the traditional gatekeepers of Web 2,
The big platforms.
and also away from the speculative financialization that plagued much of Web 3, placing power firmly, unequivocally in the hands of the people who actually form the community.
So people over profit.
Decisively. The goal is putting people, their privacy, their collective well-being, before corporate profit or speculative gain, building an internet that truly serves human needs for connection and self-determination.
Within this vision, you mentioned a concept called social monies. That sounds potentially transformative.
It absolutely is, and it's
Yeah.
a pivotal idea for Web 4, I think, this reemergence of social monies. It speaks to a deeper understanding of value.
How so?
The concept means communities can independently create their own currencies that directly embed their specific values, ideas, objectives, rather than being dictated by a centralized financial system or purely speculative markets.
So not just abstract assets like in Web 3.
No, the vision is different. They're envisioned as social monies woven directly into everyday life, tangible, usable currencies that foster unprecedented alignment and cooperation around shared goals.
Is there historical precedent for this?
Oh, absolutely. Throughout human history, communities have always created expressive, adaptive forms of money. Think of the massive Yap Island stones for communal exchange or local scripts, mutual credit systems. Web 4 aims to reclaim this historical diversity of money,
Placing monetary creation.
and thus a core aspect of defining value directly into the hands of the communities themselves.
Okay, this vision contrasts really sharply with Web 3's often speculative nature, where the focus became, as you said, like a casino for digital assets.
Driven by FOMO and quick profits, yeah.
Web 4 instead seems to embrace abundance and monetary diversity.
Exactly. Envisioning a future where potentially millions of specialized, culturally resonant social monies could coexist.
And they wouldn't compete.
The idea is they wouldn't necessarily compete in a zero-sum game, but rather strengthen each other through interconnected trust and shared values. Success or increased trust in one community's currency could boost faith and usage across others.
Creating ecosystems.
Resilient, interdependent ecosystems of value, cooperation, shared purpose. It's a truly different mindset, moving away from scarcity and competition towards collaboration and diverse forms of value.
Okay, so this raises a truly important question for you, the listener.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine a digital world where your community's unique values, maybe it's sustainability, local art, education, mutual aid, whatever.
Things that matter to you.
Right, where those values aren't just an mission statement,
Mm-hmm.
but are directly embedded into the economic and social fabric through its own social money. What unprecedented possibilities does that open up?
For new forms of collaboration, collective action, achieving shared goals that traditional one-size-fits-all systems often struggle with. It's about fundamentally reimagining the very nature of value exchange and collective self-governance. It's pretty exciting.
Okay, so given the limitations of the big centralized platforms we discussed and this ambitious vision of Web 4, the critical question becomes, so what does this all mean practically?
How do we actually do it?
Right. It means you no longer have to feel lost or disempowered in those massive algorithm-driven networks. You can actively take back control of your online community.
Build your own space.
Build your very own space, meticulously tailored to your specific needs, values, purpose. This is where the rubber meets the road, isn't it? Moving from ideas to actual solutions. Hashtag 3.1.
Wow.
The power of building your own social network.
And this concept of reclaiming control, building custom spaces, it's now becoming accessible and achievable through what are called social network as a service models.
Snuzz.
Okay, these platforms are specifically designed to empower a whole range of entities, individual creators, small orgs, local governments, niche brands, special interest groups,
Lots of different users.
to create and manage their own customizable, private, and deeply community-centric social networks. The core idea is moving decisively beyond that one-size-fits-all, often restrictive model of the big corporate platforms.
It's like owning your digital home, not just renting.
That's a perfect analogy, creating a home, not just a rented apartment, for your community online.
Okay, that sounds incredibly liberating. What are the key tangible advantages of taking this Insan's approach compared to just, say, starting a Facebook group or a Discord server?
The advantages are really significant, multi-layered. Firstly, and maybe most importantly, you set the rules. You enforce your community guidelines.
You're in charge.
You're in charge. You cultivate genuine, deep engagement because the space is designed explicitly for your community's unique purpose and ethos. You control the algorithm or the lack of one, meaning the content members see is what you deem most valuable, not just what generates ad revenue.
Control over content flow. What else?
Secondly, monetization. You gain the ability to monetize your community directly, retaining full control over revenue streams.
How?
Through flexible membership fees, paid subgroups for special content, custom courses, premium events, even selling digital products right there in your network.
Unlike the big platforms.
Totally different. They dictate terms, often take a huge cut, can change policies whenever they want. This NOS approach also allows for far better, more granular management of members.
Easier to manage.
Yeah, and scalable growth that maintains community integrity, plus access to in-depth, anonymized data and analytics about what truly resonates with your members, so you can refine and improve things.
Is there a good example of this working?
A prime example is Elizabeth Dialto's The House of E. It's a thriving community built on these principles, focused on women's self-embodiment.
Okay.
She offers monthly live calls, mini courses, a supportive forum, all to a dedicated paying membership. It proves this model can foster both deep connection and sustainable income, all within a space she fully controls.
What kind of platform does she use?
She found success with platforms like Mighty Networks, which really exemplify these SNILA's principles by providing the infrastructure for creators to build their own digital homes.
That really makes you pause and think, doesn't it? What if you could design an online space that perfectly aligns with your community's big purpose, attracts your ideal member?
Instead of trying to fit into someone else's box?
Exactly. Rather than constantly trying to fit your unique needs, values, content into someone else's predetermined, often restrictive mold. The power, the control, the potential for authentic connection, it shifts entirely to you, the community builder.
Now, really leading the charge in the truly decentralized social networking space is Linksbreed.
Okay, Linksbreed.
With its compelling Web 4 vision and innovative social network as a service solutions, this is where that concept of absolute user control, privacy, community sovereignty truly becomes a reality, moving beyond the traditional cloud model.
How are they doing that?
Well, Linksbreed is making a pretty bold statement by offering practical open source tools like Web 4 Lite,
Web 4 Lite?
which empower individuals and organizations to host their own social networks. Not on some giant corporate server farm, but on a device they physically own.
Hosting it yourself.
Exactly. The beauty of this is its incredible accessibility and the whole philosophy it embodies. Imagine transforming a small, affordable, energy-efficient device like a Raspberry Pi.
Those tiny computers.
Yeah, the little credit card-sized computers, turning that into a fully functional web server right in your home or office. It's about bringing the internet infrastructure back to the edge, back to the individual.
Okay, but that still sounds like a pretty significant technical hurdle for a lot of people who aren't, developers.
Right, it could seem that way.
How is this made genuinely accessible, given the complexity of web hosting?
Well, the technical path is deliberately simplified for this very reason, trying to bridge that gap between advanced concepts and practical application.
How does it work, roughly?
The process starts with installing a lightweight operating system, like a tailored version of Linux, onto the Raspberry Pi. That's the foundation.
Okay.
Next, you set up a robust, widely used web server software like Apache 2. Think of Apache 2 as the diligent traffic controller for your network. It listens for requests, someone trying to access your community page, and directs them correctly.
Handles the traffic. What about security? That seems crucial for a home server.
Absolutely crucial. And LinksBreed facilitates this using tools like Cloudflare. Now, what's particularly clever here and a huge democratizer
Yeah.
is that Cloudflare eliminates the need for a static public IP address, which can be expensive and complex to get from your internet provider.
Ah, that's a big barrier removed.
Huge. Instead, Cloudflare acts as a proxy. It routes traffic through its global network, making your home server accessible from anywhere without exposing your personal IP address.
Privacy benefit, too.
Big privacy benefit. Plus, it automatically enables essential HTTPS encryption, ensuring all data exchanged with your network is secure and private.
Okay, so OS, web server security, then what?
Finally, you deploy Web4 Lite itself, following clear, step-by-step instructions to configure databases, settings, etc. It's not about becoming an IT expert overnight.
More like following a recipe.
Exactly, following a guided process that leverages powerful open-source tools to put internet infrastructure back into individual hands. And LinksBreed even offers a free subdomain for home servers, making it even easier to get started, bypass some initial domain setup hassle.
This feels like a clear and compelling move towards what Langspreet is calling Web 4 as a new hope for the internet, where communities gain more freedom, control, and privacy. It feels like a genuine paradigm shift.
It absolutely is. And LinksBreed's emphasis on an open source foundation, that's paramount.
Why is open source so important here?
It means the underlying code for Web4 Lite is freely available. Anyone can look at it. Developers, communities worldwide can explore, adapt, and expand the platform to suit their specific needs.
Community-driven development.
Precisely. This openness fosters community-driven innovation, making Web4 inherently resilient, transparent, adaptable. A stark contrast to proprietary, closed systems that can be prone to single points of failure or just corporate whims.
So the core idea is
Radical user autonomy, unwavering privacy, empowering communities to build authentic, secure spaces without interference, directly prioritizing people over profit. This really redefines what it means to participate online.
giving you, the user,
The literal tools and the philosophical framework to truly own your digital destiny. Shape your online world according to your values, not someone else's.
wow. The tools and the vision are clearly here to truly take back control of your online community. Build something that genuinely serves your needs. What steps could you, the listener, take to explore this? Or even begin to build your own decentralized digital space, shaping it exactly how you envision for your community rather than being stuck within existing platforms. The power is increasingly within reach. Hashtag outro.
We really have. From the vital everyday strategies for building that profound sense of belonging, starting right there with human interactions on physical university campuses.
Empowering students, supporting faculty, right? Empowering students with engaging activities, supporting faculty through tough times, designing truly inclusive institutional spaces.
And then from there, we soared into the pretty ambitious technical frontier of Web 4.
Yeah, exploring a future where communities can not only self-host their entire digital lives,
Which is huge in itself.
but even envision creating their own unique social monies. It's pretty mind-bending stuff.
But the common thread, you see, weaving through this entire depth dive, it's that fundamental, persistent human desire to connect and belong. It always comes back to that.
It really does.
Whether that connection is fostered through inclusive campus policies that make everyone feel seen, or through supportive faculty interactions creating a resilient professional family during a crisis, or even through the latest decentralized tech putting control squarely in the hands of the user and community.
The goal is the same.
The underlying goal remains universally the same. Create spaces, physical, digital, whatever, where individuals can truly thrive, feel valued, and act collectively with purpose. It underscores a profound truth, I think. Technology, at its absolute best, serves our deepest human needs for connection, autonomy, self-determination, rather than dictating or diminishing them.
A tool for human flourishing, not the other way around. Okay, so final thought for you to mull over. In an age where digital connection is so paramount, and communities are rapidly gaining these sophisticated tools to actively own, shape, even monetarily define their online spaces, creating their own social monies. What fundamental systems in our broader society, beyond just social networks,
Thinking bigger now.
thinking bigger, what fundamental systems could we, the communities, collectively reimagine and rebuild from the ground up to better reflect our shared values, our collective needs, our highest aspirations?
It's a truly powerful thought to carry forward as you look at the world around you. What could we build together if we really put community first?